Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about Ring of Honor. Y'all, sometimes I just don't really know like what the fuck is going on. However, since I have volunteered to be the sacrificial lamb since day one, I am still doing these reviews. I'm really excited to go see the Ring of Honor pay-per-view next week, so we'll see where that goes. But before then, I do have my own card for Super Card of Honor pay-per-view. I'm going to be posting a separate video of that with just me fantasy booking what I, not just myself, but what I think should happen and what people would probably be interested in seeing. So that's a separate video. I already got the whole thing written down, all my notes, and a lot of it's still etched in my brain. And I'll be going over that in a separate video. And I'm really excited to get feedback from anybody who's watching to let me know what y'all think about my ideas. But anyway, we do have Ring of Honor. We actually started off with Wheeler Yuta going against Alex Zane. Like, I was kind of like, holy shit, that's my boy Alex Zane. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? A tremendous wrestler, by the way. I was really surprised again to see Wheeler Yuta on the show. Something about how they have been, in terms of one-on-one matches, Wheeler Yuta has consistently been on Ring of Honor. And I've been wondering, like, in terms of Wheeler Yuta being part of Death Riders, he's just the one that's there to get his ass whooped. And that's literally just it. And there's nothing else. And it makes me think of what happens at All In. Like, after All In, like, what's going to happen with Wheeler Yuta. And maybe he's being featured more on Ring of Honor because they're going to focus on building him more there. Perhaps if the whole Death Riders thing is over. I don't know. But it was a really great opening match with Alex and Wheeler Yuta. I would like to see them feature Alex on the show a little bit more often. That would be nice. Wheeler Yuta always look great in the ring. I know some of y'all can't stand to see him, but he's a really great wrestler, and he's someone that if they really wanted to make a focus at Ring of Honor, like, I do think that it could be successful, whether he's a babyface or a heel. Our boy Wheeler Yuta ends up taking the win, and I really do appreciate seeing Wheeler Yuta still incorporating Danielson moves within his moveset, which I really do appreciate. Y'all know, obviously, he was somewhat involved in everything what happened with Danielson and the Death Riders. And it's really cool to still see him pay homage to Danielson in his matches. So it's a nice little touch there. After this, we do get a little vignette pretty much hyping up Athena versus Thunder Rosa for the women's title next week for the pay-per-view. Then we get the infantry cutting a promo, wishing everyone a happy 4th of July. You guys know that the infantry, along with Trisha Dora, they are veterans, military veterans. And they're looking to, put themselves higher up in the card. They do have a match with Top Flight for them in the main event for the #1 contendership for the Ring of Honor Tag Championships. So we'll talk about that in a moment. Now, after this tag team action, we do have Spanish Announce Project going against Midnight Heat. Midnight Heat, I would be using them a hell of a lot more frequently. This was on the shorter side, but not like a squash situation. So you got a chance to see both teams look good here. And to be honest with you, I don't know if they're from that area. I think that's when it was in Seattle. You know what? I think they are around from that area. I'm not 100% sure. But when I tell you the crowd was just giving all the love to Midnight Heat, they love them. So I can see them being local talent. They should be featured on Ring of Honor a hell of a lot more. They don't necessarily have to be like a main focus in terms of the tag division, but I do feel like they can help elevate the tag division by having another team that you can rely on to, have really great matches with some of the other teams that are trying to be brought up in the card. Really great matchup. Spanish Announce Project, we haven't seen too much of them as of late, so it was great to see them in action. They end up taking the win. Very, very, typical in terms of the winners here. So nothing that you're going to be surprised about in terms of the results. Well, maybe. We'll see. After this, we do have the Frat House. They are at a bar doing a pledge party. They're doing like different types of games where whoever wins these games can join the Frat House. And obviously they're rigged as fuck, so no one is actually going to join. But whatever. I think this is kind of cool because I do remember the frat house, they had like posters from when they was going to be in the area, and that they was going to be doing like a little party thing or whatever. And apparently they ended up filming with some of the fans that attended that bar that they were in for the segment, which is pretty cool to be able to invite fans to come over to just be part of a little TV segment. So I thought that's pretty cool thing to do, Tony Khan. Let's do that a little bit more often. But then we have the Dark Order that ends up crashing the party, and they're like, hey, we want to play too. So they end up playing, you drink and then you flip the cup. Like, I'm not a drinker, I don't know any of this shit. So basically you drink, and then after you bottoms up, then you have to flip the cup, and whoever team is able to flip the most cups or whatever by the end of it, as they drink, ends up winning. Now, Evil Uno, who's wearing a mask but won't take off the mask, somehow ends up getting his team the win in this game. However, the frat house, they lose and basically accuse of the Dark Order of cheating, so they automatically loses. So then they was like, all right, so since y'all lose, y'all pick up the tab for everybody at the bar. And everybody at the bar is cheering. It's like, yeah, we don't have to pay and all that shit. So then the bar manager goes up to Evil Uno, and they were just like, all right, well, who name I'm putting on the tab? And then they go, put Griff Garrison name on the tab. And then the bartender's like, who the fuck is Griff Garrison? I don't know. Yo, I fucking fell out of my seat when he said that. The way he said it was fucking funny. If you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. There's a nice little fun segment here. I know some people may not understand the whole frat house gimmick. I really do feel like something like this is something we should have been seeing long time ago within pro wrestling. It's perfect in terms of having a heel team. They're young. This is something that can help them go over, and they're cute. They look good in terms of them being at the gym, and I think it can work long term. They definitely have won me over. After this, we have a Pure Rules match with Serena Deeb going against Becca. Serena Deeb did not make this long. Serena Deeb, she's someone that I really do feel like in terms of the women's pure tournament, I can see her winning. Whenever Tony Khan, I feel like getting that going, I can see her actually winning that whole thing, because she has what it takes in terms of that technical wrestling style to be able to make it all the way to the end of the tournament. So like I said, this doesn't really end up going too long. But what I found interesting was after the match, Trish Adora comes out. She have a little notebook, and she seems to be taking notes. Now, Trish Adora has not yet been confirmed to be part of the tournament, but I think that that's probably where it's going, or maybe she's going to be joining forces with Serena Deeb. Whatever situation is, I don't know, but Trish Adora will be a really great addition to be in the Pure tournament. Now, main event. I know, it just seems like fucking, how the fuck we get to main event already? The shows are like getting shorter and shorter. I don't know what the hell is going on. Whatever. Anyway, this is for the #1 contendership to be in the Ring of Honor tag title match at Supercard of Honor, going against the Sons of Texas that obviously aren't doing a damn thing. Now, we have the Infantry going against Top Flight. I was so conflicted here because y'all know, like, these two teams, I personally really love both of these teams, and I really do feel like the lack of these titles moving has been an issue for both of these teams. So for me, I'm just like, man, Top Flight could really use this win. The Infantry could really use this win. Not just the Infantry, but STP as a faction could really use this win in terms of at least making it to the pay-per-view to go for the tag titles. The match was really, really great. Something like this, though, I'm going to be brutally honest about something that maybe other people also feel the same way too. Top Flight, they work amazing together. They're brothers. They got the chemistry 100% down pat. However, there's something about Dante where it's just like, this motherfucker, like, he doesn't even need to be in the team. Like, he can literally be doing single shit, and I think he'll be fine. Like in terms of match quality, oh, he'll win people over. The personality department, we just don't have that at this time. But I kept watching him, and I'm just like, holy shit! Like this is one of those situations. I don't let me not put too much into it, but it's like a Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy type of situation where I can see that if they really gave the push that Dante need, that he could be like a Jeff Hardy of the group. Sorry to say, but this is just what I'm observing when I seen these guys in the ring. I do feel like even though I was torn between the two of them, something made me want it a little bit more for the infantry because of the fact that they are, yes, a really great tag team, but they have the charisma, they have the personality that I know that we need right now in terms of if they were to win the championship, that we'll be able to get some really good stuff out of them. They can cut promos. They're very, very energetic team in terms of all around. Top Flight, we've only get to see how amazing they are in the ring, and everything else we just don't know. So I don't want to take any points away from them. It's just not there in terms of how they have displayed Top Flight in front of the camera for people to see how they are in all aspects in terms of pro wrestling. So a little bit for me was for the infantry. Trish Adora, Layla Gray end up getting into a fight ringside and end up fighting all the way to the back. It was so funny because Caprice was like, it's like Gina and Pam scrapping. I was like, what the fuck? That was another funny moment or whatever. I'll tell you, when it comes to Ring of Honor, I do not mute commentary. And like, if it's like, you know, fucking Dynamite, it's on mute for me. But Ring of Honor, never mute them because these guys are funny. Caprice and Ian are fucking amazing together as co-commentators. So they end up fighting, taking that to the back. You guys know Layla Gray will be in the Pure tournament as well. Like I said, Trish, we're not 100% sure. So now that leaves just Top Flight and the infantry out there. Shane Taylor was there. Lee Moriarty, I don't even remember him coming out with them, but Lee Moriarty, when the referee's not looking, ends up hitting Top Flight with the Pure Championship, and that was all the infantry needed to take the win. Their heels, we knew some shit like this was probably going to happen anyway. I do feel like the match was just fine before the interference anyway, but infantry ends up taking the win, and they advance to be #1 contenders for the Ring of Honor Tag Championships. And honestly, as much as I love Top Flight, and this was just like shit, like it's hard to pick between the two of them, I do feel like the right team won, and hopefully they'll be able to say, and new champions, the infantry, at the pay-per-view next week. But you know, I could be wrong. We'll see. Overall, the matches are great. The direction of the show, they're really, that's the part that's gonna kill you, because there's like really no direction. Like you can't tell where the fuck they going. And when it seems like they're going somewhere, they pull back, and something about it makes it hard to watch on a weekly basis. Tony Khan, I wish I could just pull you aside next week and just be like, baby, what you doing with Ring of Honor? You need help? Let me help you. What are you doing? Like, it's just strange what's going on. But like I said, overall, the amazing roster, they always show up and show out every time. And even when the local talent come out there, they're trying to impress as well. So we do appreciate the work they put in the ring. But overall, I'm hoping that with the Ring of Honor pay-per-view on Friday, this is like a new chapter for Ring of Honor, for them to really take this really seriously and just do better with the whole entire brand overall. You guys, thank you for watching my review. I will be posting my own card for the Super Card of Honor pay-per-view for next week. I will be posting that in a couple of hours, so y'all keep an eye out on that, and please don't hesitate to let me know what you think about my ideas. You can't hurt my feelings. Trust me, you can't hurt my feelings. Let me know what you think when I post that. I'll be posting that shortly. So I'll see you guys also on Saturday for Collision. See you guys then.